let's take a look at the top 5 best Golden Knights from the 2020 playoffs so far. Now, this is NHL Hockey News Reports. Hope you enjoying your day today. In this video, we're almost at 300 subs, 2 away. Look at that. Thank you very much for getting me there. So, we look at the top 5, and I did this one for the Stars. I'm doing this for the Eastern Conference Finals teams. So I did one for the Stars, I'm doing one for the Golden Knights, Lightning, and Islanders. I'm waiting for until one of them wins and one of them loses. After that happens, I'll do a video on both of those. But here's the top 5 best players from these. Now you're probably wondering, why am I not doing all the players? All the teams from the playoffs? Well, then it makes it harder for me to make a list. That's what I want. So that's why I do conference finals teams, Eastern or Western, or both, I mean. So let's start off the top 5. I do not have any honorable mentions like I did for the Dallas Stars. I'm sure the Lightning or Islanders, one of them, I will have honorable mentions for. Whoever wins will get the honorable mentions, probably the Lightning. But we'll see how that goes. Starting off at number 5, like I said, no honorable mentions for this. And if you have any honorable mentions or any ones that you disagree or you think I should have added, put in the comments below. So, starting off with number 1, here we go. Oh, I mean number 5, my bad. That's Alec Martinez. Now, Alec Martinez is a great defenseman, and he has great experience. 2 cups with the Kings, winning the OT goal in Game 6 against the Rangers. You all remember that one. He'll win the Stanley Cup, and multiple great seasons with the Kings. And he got traded at the deadline to the Vegas Golden Knights, and I can see how they were using him very well. He was playing on the pair with Shea Theodore, the 25-year-old great defenseman. He's getting really good. I'm going to tell you right now, he's looking really good. Yes, he is. But with Alec Martinez and Shea Theodore, great defensive pairings. And Alec Martinez is a fantastic defenseman. And they were using him on the power play, getting his shot off a couple of times during this playoffs. It has worked, and he's been benefiting, very beneficial. I believe he was a plus 11 in the playoffs, so very great, very beneficial for this team, and a big part of the Golden Knights. Number 4. Mark Stone. Now, Mark Stone is a great player. Very, very exciting player. Whenever he scores a goal, it could be preseason or regular season, it feels like he just won the Stanley Cup. He gets very excited. Literally, he's like, yay! Literally, that's how he sounds. But, he's always, let's get this puck in. Especially Demko's like, we need to get this puck in that net. Of course, Demko kind of hurt the Golden Knights from getting to the finals because they also had to go against Hudobin, which was not the easiest after being down 3-1 and then losing 5 games. On the other hand, they were up 3-1 and Demko shut them down, and finally they got out of it in Game 7. But Mark Stone is a great player, very great guy who picks off pucks, steals pucks, does things like that. Just a fantastic player overall, and a player you want on your team. So, and he's been to the Eastern Conference Final back in 2017 with the Ottawa Senators. And we all remember that. Now let's go look at number 3. That's Alex Tuch. Now, Alex Tuch is a great, tall, 6'4", right-handed, right winger for these Vegas Golden Knights. He's a big guy. He likes to get pucks flipped to him, and he likes to come in and score. And he uses his size very well. Great top 6 winger for these Golden Knights, and a big guy, and very beneficial to the team. And he was scoring some great goal scoring streaks he did have during this playoffs, and a very solid player. He's only like 24, so still, he's not even in his prime yet, so still fantastic player. Let's move on to number 2. I'm like, what happened to number 3? I'm like, oh, Tucker's number 3. Let's go on to number 2. You probably thought I was going to put this one in here since seeing Alec Martinez in here. Yes, Shea Theodore is part of this. He was very good. A point per game during the playoffs, and a big guy, not big guy, but I mean big, part of why they were so good on the blue line, with Martinez and his shot, and just on the power play and trying to get things started, and just a overall fantastic 25-year-old, and a guy that I'd like to see him win the Norris one day. He's still learning, but I think he's a fantastic player. And he's a great defenseman, very underrated, I feel. And I think he should not be underrated because he's a fantastic defenseman. Now let's go on to number 1. You probably think I know who number 1 is. Here we go. The one thing about the Golden Knights was not a problem is number 1 here, Robin Lehner. Now he has 4 shutouts in his playoffs, on the most of any goalie. So he wasn't a problem why they lost. They couldn't score at times. They just, there were some goals that he regret probably letting in. That Jimmy Benn goal, he goes to the 5-hole. That was one that was fortunate for Jamie Benn, but unfortunate for Robin Lehner. So that's how that goes. But he's a big guy for sure, and a guy you want to have on your team as a goalie. And Fleury played some games. He's not in the top 5 because he didn't play enough, which doesn't count to this. But if you really want me to give you an honorable mention, fine. Maybe I'll find one. I'm just gonna look right now and give you a potential honorable mention. Let's see. I'm just looking at honorable mention. Pacioretty didn't score much in these playoffs. I could give it to Nate Schmidt, potentially. Nate Schmidt had 9 points in 20 games and a +4. That could be one. I could also say, if you want me to put it out here, I will. I can also say Nicholas Waugh. He had 8 points in 20 games, but it was a great 4th liner. Great on the penalty kill too. I can put that out there. Some honorable mentions. If you wanted one, no, I said in the beginning, no, but I just gave you some there. Potential ones, but these are the top 5 best players. Pacioretty, Smith, they were streaky. They weren't really, if they were scoring and all of that, I think it would help them. But even Paul Stastny, if you want to put that honorable mention, you can also think about that one too. So, thanks for watching this NHL Hockey News Sports. Like the video, ding the bell, comment, share. Have a nice day. And this is the top 5 best Golden Knights from the playoffs. Let me know if you disagree or agree with this, or any ones you want to add or take off. Let me know. Almost at 300 subs, 2 away. So thanks so much. Have a nice day. Goodbye.